8 or 24?
Number 8. 24 was more challenging.
It's Monday, so that means 3 things. 1, I'm not your MCM. 2, it's a Mamba Monday. And 3, it's time for the 24 podcast. How you guys doing? I'm your host, the product of poverty's environment, the Pope Chuck Paul. I hope you guys enjoyed your week. I hope you guys enjoyed your weekend. Man, we got a lot to talk about. We got to talk about this Deion Sanders leaving Jackson State University to coach at Colorado University. Got to talk about Boosie and Gabrielle Union. That happened last night. And this morning, it was announced that Nike cut ties with Kyrie. So we'll talk about those 3 things today. See, this is the reason why I decide to shoot in the early evening of Mondays, because so much shit happens between today and Sunday, and even and I don't do a lot of lives and short. Maybe I need to start doing that when stuff like that happens, because something could happen right after this podcast airs, and I have to talk about it the following Monday. But let's get to it. After speculation, Deion Sanders had decided to take the job at Colorado. He said that he was getting plenty of offers from a lot of Power 5 schools, and that he would entertain them. Now, a lot of folks were probably thinking like, yeah, he's just gonna, take the interviews, not gonna take the job. See what's out there, but he took the motherfucking job. You know what I'm saying? A lot of folks are upset. A lot of people are happy. Because there's a lot of people who like to use the term "have a seat at the table," because there are those types, who feel that being at white institutions, predominantly white career spaces or neighborhoods, means that it's better, and because the money is more, that is better as well. But we'll get into that. I'm on both sides of the fence pretty much. Like I see both sides. I can see why some people are upset or disappointed, and I can see why people are happy. So before I just talk about, look, growing up, I wasn't big on football, but I fucked with Deion Sanders. Because he was the flashy dude, the jewelry, the clothes, the cars, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like he was like what you would see the drug dealers on the corner looking like, the rappers and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And I guess that's what he aspired to be as well, like as far as the look. He's from North Fort Myers, Florida. Went to Florida State University. You know what I'm saying? Like he's from the crib. You know what I'm talking about? He had one of the dopest sneakers, the Diamond Turfs. What? With the white, black, and the red. Even with the black and green. And the other ones that had looked like it was dripping. On the side, they had it in black and white, and red and white as well. Those are the Air DT Max 96. Those were fire. Whew. Those Diamond Turfs, man. Yeah, I definitely had those for back to school. I definitely had those. But look, I did it again. I forgot to introduce this episode title and number, episode 98. Must Be the Money. Fitting title, right? One of Deion Sanders, when he dabbled into music and he was rapping, he was signed to MC Hammer's label at the time that was under Capitol Records. But let's go over Deion's NFL accolades. You know what I'm saying? Like, this episode, I'm not shitting on him at all. I'm just, I'm always about the hypocrisy. You know what I'm saying? After he was drafted by the Atlanta Falcons, he played there for 4 years, from 89 to 93. Played for the Niners for 1 year, 94. Went to the Super Bowl, won a championship. Then played for the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones' team, 95, 99, and won a championship there. He went back-to-back Super Bowls in 94, 95, and won them with the Niners and the Cowboys. Ain't that some shit? Played 1 year with the Redskins and 1 year with the Ravens. Retired. I believe he had his own charter school too, Prime Academy. I believe it shut down. He was the coach there. So he low-key, he was building his coaching career, But we going back to start with the NFL. I said 2 times Super Bowl champion, Defensive Player of the Year 94, 6-time first team All-Pro, 2-time second team All-Pro, 8-time Pro Bowler, NFL kickoff return yards leader 92, 1990 All-Decade team, NFL 100th anniversary All-Team, Atlanta Falcons Ring of Honor, and even at Florida State. I'm going to get to the accolades and what he accomplished there. In 2 years, what he did there. 2-time SWAC, Southwestern Alliance Chip. I think that's, I'm not going to say what I think it stood for. I forgot. But I think it's Southwestern Athletic Conference. 2-time champion there in 2021 and this year. I think last Saturday. 2-time SWAC East Division champion and 2-time SWAC Coach of the Year and the Eddie Robertson Award. I mean, can't knock the man. Now, we're going to talk about all he accomplished in Jackson State. I mean, in the short time, you can't get mad at him. Got the job last February 2021. Debut game, they win 53-0 over Edward Waters Tigers, another HBCU. In September 5th, 2021, Jackson State defeats Florida A&M in the first Orange Blossom Classic in 43 years. Then December 4th, they beat Prairie View A&M 27-10 to claim their first SWAC championship since 2007. And 1 year later, I'll get to that. December 14th, Sanders wins the Eddie Robertson Award after leading Jackson State to their first 10-win season since '96. He became just the second HBCU head coach to win the award in its 35-year existence. December 15th, this defensive back Travis Hunter makes history by flipping from Florida State, his alma mater, and committing to Jackson State, becoming the first 5-star football recruit to commit to an HBCU program. Deion did that. You can get him these big recruits to come over to Jackson State, HBCU. A lot of folks, they go to these big institutions because they have state-of-the-art health and fitness facilities and stuff like that. A lot of these HBCUs don't have that. So they came pretty much because prom was there. This is like a script out of All American. I don't know if you guys watch All American. It's a show about pretty much football, high school, college, how they be recruiting folks, and this is basically it. You know what I'm saying? April 24th, Jackson State became the first HBCU to have a nationally televised spring game airing live on ESPNU. We'll see if that happens again this year. We damn sure know Colorado gonna be on ESPNU. In 2022 of April 30th, 2022 of this year, former Jackson State defensive end James Houston selected by the Detroit Lions in the 6th round of the 2022 NFL Draft, becoming Sanders' first ever draft pick as a college head coach. October 8th, 2022, Jackson State defeats Alabama State 26-12, giving the team its 500th win in program history. October 16th, 2022, Sanders is interviewed on 60 Minutes, where he discusses the transformation of the JSU football program under his leadership. Then October 29th of this year, ESPN's College Game Day hosts a live show from Jackson State. And Deion Sanders appears on the show and is interviewed by Kirk Hammerstead, Desmond Howard, Reese Davis, and Pat McAfee. It's pretty dope, my head. We'll be going fast forward. Jackson State defeats Alcorn State 24-13 to finish the regular season 11-0. It's the program's first undefeated regular season in school history. And on December 3rd, Jackson State defeats Southern 43-24 to claim their second straight SWAC championship. And then right after that, Deion said I'm out. And people went crazy. There was memes. Oh, this is my favorite meme right here. I'm gonna play this one for you guys right here. This shit was hilarious. Oh man, motherfuckers be having all the time in the world, man.
I was the one back in the day. I always talk
Little
about
clip from Friday.
I was the one saying I wasn't the kind of nigga making
King
little
side,
money run to the
hilarious,
suburbs.
dude. Hilarious.
Right, that's what I said. But as soon as I got my check, I was gone.
I mean, he did get that bag. Now, I believe he was getting $300,000 annually from Jackson State. So I went online, and Brian Howell, the beat writer for Colorado University, says Deion Sanders' deal with Colorado is 5 years, $29.5 million, an average of $5.9 million a year. He'll make $5.5 in the first year, with raises of $200K every year. Up to now, the $3.6 million paid to Carl Durrell this year was the most Colorado U has paid to a head coach. Sanders would owe CU, Colorado University, $15 million if he leaves in the first year, $10 million if he leaves in the second year, $8 million in the third year, and $5 million if he leaves after that. If Colorado fires Sanders at any point without cause, the school would owe him 75% of his remaining contract. Not bad. So, let's talk about it. Some people would call him a sellout. I wouldn't say that. As I'm getting older, I'm not trying to call people a sellout or a coon. This doesn't relate to this, but that's harsh. What I read to you guys, what he did in 2 seasons, undefeated, 2 championships, that's a lot. But I say more so he sold them a dream. I think people thought he was going to be to Jackson State what Nick Saban is to Alabama, because he's been there for 15 years. Like, he runs that program. And then when you seen Deion and Nick Saban and Aflac commercials together, it's like, oh shit, this is dope. You know what I'm saying? And then after 2 years he's leaving, it's like, wow, you think he'd be there a little bit longer, you know what I'm saying? 4 or 5 years, you know, groom a successor or something like that. Oh, and he also told Colorado U student athletes there, the football players there, his son is coming. He's going to be quarterback. I believe he said he's going to have to earn it, but he's going to start. Straight out of All-American. This is some Coach Baker shit. But yeah, but I do see folks who are happy about it, because it's like, okay, cool. It's a challenge. I think Colorado was like 3-8 or 1-11 this past season. It's a challenge for him to bolster up this program. You know, he could bring in his staff. They'll get significant raises as well. But like I said about selling a dream, he talked about how he wants to build the HBCU brand and help get it more televised, help players get looked at, drafted more and whatnot, and he up and left. But hey, everyone has to leave sometime, right? You know, I mean, kids can transfer over to Colorado, or they could go somewhere else. We'll see what happens to this program next season. It's going to be interesting to see what Colorado does and what Jackson State does. But look, there's still Eddie George, you know, Tennessee State University, Tigers, you know. I mean, their team isn't that great, but there's still other black coaches. You know, there's Hugh Douglas. There's still some NFL guys who's still coaching and coaching these HBCU teams. So hopefully they still get some shine. Deion did what he did, what he could. He got to move on. Get over it. Fuck it. You know? I ain't mad. Get your bread. You know? But it is crazy that right after the championship game, some kids who thought he was gonna be here for a while were happy and sad the next moment, because he's leaving. You know, because who knows what he meant to some of those kids there. You know, we'll see. It will be a challenge. I don't know if all the ramen and jewelry and all that flashy shit will work in Colorado, because if you ain't winning, them white folks gonna fire your ass. They have no problem paying you that bread to get rid of you. Although they did say they don't have all the money, but they'll find a way to get it. They'll get it. Cause they're gonna be TV deals. Shit, yeah, most definitely, most fucking definitely. You know what I'm saying? They gonna find that money. They gonna find that money. And also earlier today, around 11 o'clock, Shams, you know Shams always breaking news. He's always breaking news. Announced that Kyrie Irving is no longer a Nike athlete. Nike spokesperson says the sides have parted ways 1 month after Nike suspended its relationship with the Nets star. Irving has one of the most popular signature shoes in the NBA and is now a sneaker free agent. And think about Kyrie's shoes also, they were at a great price point, even for adults in like the $100 to $125 price range, even for kids in the $80 to $90 price range. And it was a great shoe for basketball. I've seen them create a shoe for Sabrina Ionescu, I believe her name is, New York Liberty. She's a baller. But her shoe looks similar to Kyrie's. I could be wrong. It could be another WNBA player. I'm sorry. But yeah, they have a shoe that looks similar, like a Kyrie-ish shoe. But I think about it, Kyrie, I think, wanted to be out a year or two ago when he was saying, I don't like this design, this shit is trash. You know, so this was probably like an easy way for Nike to get rid of him. You know? But at the same time, like, who's buying Paul George's kicks? Who's buying Giannis kicks? LeBron's shoes are on the decline. You know, I mean, some folks buy KD's limited kicks, you know, so we'll see. And we're in a different time right now where Kyrie can actually produce his own shoe to play in. We've seen the blueprint with a Big Baller brand. You know, and there's the guy out in the Bay Area, Saya. He has his shoe company. So who knows, man? Interesting times. And after Shams posted that, Kyrie Irving posted, anyone who has even spent their hard-earned money on anything I have ever released, I consider you family, and we are forever connected. It's time to show how powerful we are as a community. And also, when Shams posted that on Twitter, Kyrie replied this right underneath: "Let the party begin." And he also posted on his page, "There's nothing more priceless than being free." I hear you, brother. But I don't think he's financially hurt from this, you know. But God bless him. And he's been balling too. And no one's been talking about that. Kyrie's balling, dropping 20, 30 on motherfuckers' heads. Layup package. Everything. You know. And last night, this broke the internet. On Live Talks, Jamel Hill was interviewing Gabrielle Union, and they were talking about Dwayne Wade's transgender daughter. And Gabrielle was talking about how they're going to support her in any way possible. So then she brought up Boosie. And I'm just going to play the video, then we'll talk about it after.
So we will be there. We will never abandon you, ever. But sometimes you're going to have to lead. And so far, so good, you know. Sorry, Boosie. He's so preoccupied.
Yeah, he is, very much
almost so. Like, thou doth protest too much, little Booze.
I'm gonna look.
You've got a lot of dick on your mind.
I mean,
throw that out there.
It's like Zaya and Lil Nas X live in his head.
For free, rent free.
Like, what?
It's like, sir, something you want to just go ahead and tell us. This is a safe space. We can be your sanctuary.
Perhaps that safe space was not provided for him, and
I don't think he had a safe space.
He did not have one. We could definitely tell.
What's interesting to me is you insinuate someone is gay as an insult, but you're trying to be an advocate for the LGBTQ community. How does that work? Like, why do women with gay friends throw out the word gay as an insult to straight men? What's the point of that? Like, how does that work? But in any event, Boosie replied back on Twitter, LOL, the whole world know I love women, and the world know your husband love dick. Hope you don't think blacks look at y'all like a power couple. They don't. I refuse to talk about y'all in interviews, and here you go. Go bang him with that dildo and wait on the script, you little white girl. And then he followed up. Woman, you better leave me alone. How dare you challenge a ghetto hero manhood? You wrong, SMH. I don't have the time for this. I'm trying to have peace in my life and stay alive. This all boils down to, I believe, Boosie thought that he was going to go that way, someone going to have the full operation. At the time, I think he was 8 or 9. He was like, don't cut his dick off, don't cut his dick off. Let him wait till he's like 18, till like adults really make the decisions. Let him be a kid first. That's all he said. He's never said anything negative. And folks is saying things like, why are you worrying about it? Hey, when you're a public figure and you bring these things in front of us on TV shows and runway carpets, runways and like in award shows and whatnot, and you always bring it up and talking about it, what do you think we're gonna do? Everyone has these conversations behind closed doors, whether you like it or not. Now, Zaya's biological mother is going to court with Wade for the same exact thing, wanting her child to wait till they're 18, an adult, to make this permanent decision. That is all. No one is saying that it's wrong. Well, people are saying that it's wrong because, that's a child making a permanent adult decision. He's never said anything negative about their child at all. And Gabrielle Union, why'd you get that motherfucker started? Jesus. No. And I believe Wade has said something about Boosie as well. But I mean, look, I think they should just leave it at that. She got her little shit to say. Wade had his, Boosie had his, leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? I would hate for something to happen to Dwayne Wade in these streets. That's all I'm saying. I would hate for that to happen. Boosie beat one murder case already. You know what I'm saying? But woo, said the whole world know your husband like dick. Jesus Christ. Wade is kind of zesty. Oh man. Before I let go, safe travels to my lady. She's in the air right now on her way to Kenya. Her birthday is the 8th, so happy early birthday. She's probably not going to see this till tomorrow. But yeah, we caught the Guy Fisher Apollo Legend shirt on the site too. Link in the description and whatnot. This is something I got to interview too. Like I always say, like, share, subscribe, comment. God is good. God is great. Thank God my paper's straight. I am the Pope Chuck Paul. Peace out. Free Kyrie.